All right, class. In this video, we're going to go over layer 3 switching, which is layer 3 routing with a layer 3 switch. So, for example, we're going to configure these 3 switches to be able to do routing between them and to the router. So, what we got to do is we'll go into this guy. We'll get in, go back into config T. Now the biggest thing you got to do for switches to make them be routable ports is because they are all defaulted to switching ports. And I will show you that with going to int gig 1/0/21, which should be the link going to the core switch up here. And I'll try to put an IP address 10.0.0.5 255.255.255.252, and you see invalid command prompt right here with the caret. So what you have to do is you have to do no switch port. Now that turns that into a routable port. So now I could put my description on there. Link to core switch gig 1/0/1. Now you put an IP address on there. 10.0.0. We're going to do 6 because I want the main gateway interface on the IP address on the core. 255.255.255.252, which is a /30. As you see, the IP address took. Now I'll do a no shut. And that's basically it. So if I do a show run here, and we go down to 21, I have my description, I have the no switch port, I have my IP address on there. Mem, or as you guys know, copy run start. So now we'll do this switch over here. Config T. We'll do int gig 1/0/22. Description, link to core switch gig 1/0/0/2. Oh, no switch port. That turns it into a routable port where you can put IP addressing on there. IP address 10.0.0.10 255.255.255.252. No shut, which it's already up. And right mem, or copy run start for you guys. Now I'll go into the core switch. Go into config T. Int gig 1/0/1. Description. Link to switch-do1 gig 1/0/21. No switch port. IP address 10.0.0.5 255.255.255.252. No shut. Int gig 1/0/2. Description. link to switch-DO2 1/0/22. No switch port. IP address 10.0.0.9 255.255.255.252. No shut. Now we'll do the one to the router. So we'll go int gig 103 description, link to core router gig 0/1/0. No switch port. IP address 10.0.0.3.2 255.255.255.252. No shut. So that takes care of the whole core switch now. So I've got 101, which is 5, 2, which is 9, and 3, which is .2. Now we'll go to the router. And we might have missed a step. Might have to do IP routing. But we'll check that out in a minute. So let's go config T. Let's go int gig 0/1/0. Description. Link to core switch gig 1/0/3. IP address 10.0.0.1 255.255.255.252. Did I misspell it? IP address. Why are you not wanting to work? Ah, so it's a switch port on this. That's interesting. Must be how they do it. So no switch port. For some reason that was as a switch port. 10.0.0.1 255, 255, 252. No switch port. Why? Why are you doing this? This must be a flaw in the system. All right, we'll come back to that later, as we'll have to do stack routes anyway. But let's get the regular switches back up. So we have the core. And we'll do ping 10.0.0.6. And we could ping, as you see, we could ping this interface. Now we'll ping .10, and we'll be pinging from this interface. Usually the other command you'll have to do when we want to do routing on these switches is IP routing. And that'll enable the routing process on there. So I'm just going to enable the routing process on the other two switches. And we'll go ahead and do the ping from here as well to make sure we can ping the other side. And we can. Let's see if we can ping .9. And we can't, which is fine because we don't have any static routes yet. So it doesn't know how to get to that. So there's that switch. And now we'll do the other switch. Config T, IP routing. And then we'll ping the other side. And we can. So again, for routing on a layer 3 switch, you need to make the switch ports no switch ports and enable IP routing on the switch. So thank you. If you have any questions, let me know. Until next time, talk to you later.